Hi everybody, welcome back to Tea and Tarot. This is a future love or future soulmate reading. And if you don't know how pick-a-pile readings work, you try and feel which one you're most drawn to. We have pile 1 here, pile 2 here, and pile 3 here. And you try and get a sense for which one you feel drawn to. But if you prefer to pick with crystals, I will go through these now. So pile 1 has this really beautiful spirit quartz. Super lovely. Pile 2 has this gorgeous carnelian moon with some drusy as well. Ugh. Okay, it's focused. And then pile 3 has some Labradorite, which I don't know if you can tell, but it has this like really lovely like gold green shine to it. It's my favorite one. Okay, so when you've taken a moment to feel which pile's right for you, go down into the description box below where there will be a timestamp to your reading, and I will see you there. Welcome pile 1, this is your reading all about your next love or soulmate, and you chose the spirit quartz. We put that there next to the rose quartz, which everyone gets. So this first card I drew for you is, but you got 2. They came flying out, so this is definitely for you. But these are just about what makes you attractive to other people, and what's really going to attract this next relationship. So I'm using the Buffy tarot deck. So we're going to be using that deck the most just because it's got a lot of different relationship dynamics in it. So here you've got the Page of Scythes, and we also have the 9 of Scythes as well. Okay, so the Page of Scythes really is all about you being able to manifest anything you want. So this character was, not very popular. She didn't feel like she was getting everything she wanted in life. She didn't feel like she was a good cheerleader, which wasn't living up to her mum's standards. So she, got the power she needed to get anything she wanted. She turned herself into head cheerleader. She turned herself popular. She gave herself a great social life. She literally manifested the thing she wanted. Where she felt like she was lacking, she achieved those things. So for you, what makes you attractive to this person is that they can see you're a go-getter and you can make anything happen. They see you as very powerful, basically. With the 9 of Scythes reversed, this is essentially your courage. Like, you overcome things that are really difficult with courage, with, ease almost. That's how it kind of appears to people. You don't struggle with the tough stuff. And that is really admirable. People like that about you. You can sort of keep a clear head in tough situations where most people would usually kind of lose their shit. Where most people would struggle, you don't. And you don't think of the worst case scenario. You're like, okay, even if I'm not ready for this, I will be, so I'm gonna tackle this. You aren't afraid to go after what you want, and that kind of bravery, and both of these cards, these people are courageous. They're ready to achieve what they want. Some might disagree with me, but I personally see these 2 cards here as you being very headstrong, knowing what you want and going straight for it. So I think that's what makes you attractive to your next partner, or your current partner if you are currently in a relationship. Okay, so what is pile 1 working on in their relationships? Okay, you have the Page of Chalices here. So the page is all about the start, basically. It's like turning a new page. So you are doing something new here. This as well. This is achieving newness, if that makes sense. You're manifesting new things. And with chalices, it's very much about emotions. So maybe you're taking on a new emotional maturity when it comes to your relationships. You're gonna get some good news in this relationship. So either if you don't have a partner yet, basically going to gain like a meaningful relationship, but you're going to work on yourself to add to a meaningful relationship. You're not just gonna let this person, you know, come at you with 100% and you not bringing anything. You're both going to sort of bring 100%, if that makes sense. And if you're in a relationship, this is also true for you. You need to kind of, I feel like maybe you have a bit of a tough shell and you need to like get comfortable with like the romantic, you know, lovey-dovey kind of stuff. And kind of come at things with sort of a new lease on life, a new emotional outlook. Maybe you are not like a PDA kind of person, but that, I feel like the person you're with or the person you're going to be with might really appreciate it if you were. So this might be something that you are working towards. For your next relationship. Who is pile 1's soulmate? Oof. Okay, we got 2 cards here. So we have the 7 of scythes, a lot of scythes here, and the 3 of scythes. So this is all about your soulmate. So this person is very faithful. They are quite devoted. I don't think you'll have trouble with infidelity in this relationship, either going forward if you're in a relationship or from the beginning if you're not in one currently. This person cannot get away with being a bad person. It's just not something they like, being a not great partner. It's not something they enjoy. It's not something they're like. It's just not even feasible for them. They're so opposite to that I think it's difficult for them to be like a liar and a cheater and things like that, because you would just be able to tell they don't lie very well. That being said, I think you may be, if anyone's going to be a liar or like difficult or not so great in the relationship, you may be the receiver of that. So it may be that this person, if they are, you know, keeping secrets from you or up to no good, it will be this person as opposed to you. But it is something where they're easy to read, so you'll be able to tell if they are anyways, and then decide whether like this person's right for you or not. This feels more like a karmic relationship than a soulmate. With the 3 of scythes, this person is very, very sad. They are going through some tough things. I think they're grieving. Temporarily, I might add, they will feel better soon, but I do think this person's going through a really rough time at the minute, and they're struggling with kind of expressing their emotions, which is why this kind of like deception kind of comes across, is because I think they kind of hide how they're feeling. And to you it's obvious, like you are hiding how you're feeling. You feel like shit, like just admit it. But they struggle to be open about what they're going through because I think they want to have this good energy, like a smiley happy face the whole time. They want to seem like they're doing well. They want to seem like a good option for you. But realistically, life happens. Things happen, you know, it's natural, and any good relationship will show that when they do open up to you, that you are somebody who is supportive and like comforting for their situation. Any good relationship has support and good communication, so they need to talk more. They need to be more open about their feelings, and so long as you're there to support them when they do. Okay. So, where is pile 1 going to meet this person? Okay. For no reason, I feel like you're meeting at a Halloween party. There's loads of costumes here. I remember this episode was about, like, everyone becoming whatever they turned up costume-wise to a Halloween party, and you might be meeting them at a party, a celebration. It doesn't necessarily have to be Halloween, but you're meeting them in definitely, like, a party celebration vibe. That was reversed. So, when might they meet this person? Okay. You have the 7 of Stakes. You keep getting so many 7s. I don't know if that's relevant to you. 7 here, 7 here, 7 here. So I don't know. Maybe look that up. Angel number wise. And you also have the Hierophant. You'll be kind of at an elevated place in your life when you meet. You'll kind of be, you know who you are. You'll be a solid person. You won't be, you know, at the beginning phase of anything. You'll definitely be assured of yourself. You'll know who you are. You'll have good boundaries, a good sense of self, if that makes sense. When you meet this person, you'll be pretty grounded and solid. Unlike this card, where there seems to be some confusion because they're seeing their double. Maybe this person, when you meet them, they kind of throw you off with how, like, eerily familiar they feel. You'll be like, this person, have I known you my whole life? Did I used to know you? Are we friends? Like, what's going on? Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like, you will be, like, walking down the street, knowing who you are, thinking nothing can surprise you anymore, and then bam, you get this surprise of your life, you know? And if you're in a relationship currently, I think your partner's maturity from here on out is going to surprise you. It's like a complete change of events. They've just upped their game. They're bringing like 100% now. They've done their research, they've done their work, and they are meeting you where you were meeting them. And then I just wanted some clarification on maybe some personality traits of theirs. Oh my goodness. So many cards. Okay. So what is some personality traits of Pile 1 Soulmate? What are some of the personality traits? The Wise One, tradition and order. This was reversed. I do feel like, especially with the Hierophant here, this is someone who's very smart, but they are very traditional. They might be a, like, marriage and babies kind of person. They might be, like, quite a serious person. They're very ambitious. And that can cause some setbacks, because if you're constantly reaching for things, you obviously won't get all those opportunities. But they will definitely land some good ones by being ambitious. And maybe they feel like you're definitely out of their league, and they are being quite ambitious by even approaching you. So they might have some self-doubt. But I think once they get to know you, they'll feel a lot clearer and better about it. And then I also just wanted to see if we could get any more, thank you, any more clarification on Pile 1 Soulmate, who they are, what their star sign might be, that kind of idea. Who is Pile 1's next romantic soulmate? Ooh. Okay, so we got Amber, 3 and 11. So remember, go look those numbers up. I accept divine guidance. So this person is being led to you by the universe. They're coming onto your path, whether, you know, you are aware or not. They're definitely a surprise. They could be a Cancer, Leo, or Pisces. And this whole relationship is going to be so balanced. That's especially with this card underneath here, where there's 2 equal energies here. It's going to be really balanced and supportive, and you kind of bring each other to new heights, if that makes sense. And one last card from the plant deck. Spirit is telling you to hang in there. So maybe you feel like you have been waiting a while, or maybe you feel like your current partner is just not meeting you where you want to meet them. These cards are telling you, like, don't worry, you will get there. Don't even stress about it. It can take a long time for loads of people. It's a long journey, you know. Definitely don't panic. It will come. So thank you, Pile 1, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And I will hopefully see you next week for another reading. If you did feel drawn to any other piles, please feel free to watch those now. And I will see you next week. Welcome, Pile 2, to your reading all about your next soulmate. You chose the Carnelian here with the half moon and the drusy. This to me is like clearing out what doesn't work for you, so something new maybe is afoot. So this first card that I picked is basically what makes you attractive to your partner. What is it about you that they are drawn to initially? And we have the I'm sitting uncomfortably, my ankle hurt. And this person looks pretty worn, worse for wear, so maybe that's maybe you don't feel too great right now. But the Six of Stakes is basically where you are like killing it, like you are just thriving. It looks counterintuitive to that, but it's not. This is where you're literally killing it. You are doing the best. You've done all the training to be able to like fight your opponents well, if that makes sense. Not literally, but metaphorically. People are taking notice that you are achieving everything you want. Like, you are awesome, and that is really obvious to this person. A lot of people are giving you attention. I think you draw in a lot of attention. It could be the way you look as well. You just catch people's attention. It's your energy, it's your aura. You definitely put a lot of hard work into being the best version of yourself. That could be like physically, emotionally, mentally, like everything. You just put a lot of energy into being like a really great person, and I think that is what makes people really like you. And you know, growing is a permanent thing. There's always room for growth, but for you, I would say you're definitely up there. Like, you, in terms of growth, you're quite ahead in the game, you know? So yeah, you're doing really well. It took a lot of hard work to get here, but you are finally in a place where you look and feel and act great, and that brings in a lot of attention. A lot of people notice you. It's not just this person. Lots of people can see your light, you know? Okay, so what is pile 2 working on in their relationships? So you have the 9 of chalices, but it was reversed. So I feel like you have quite unrealistic expectations of what you want. So don't think that like that means you have to lower your expectations. It doesn't. Maybe you're a little bit picky. Maybe there are some great people around you that you're kind of missing out on from being picky. There was 2222 on the camera timer. So I think, you know, I personally, like, if you're asking me, I don't think anyone has expectations that are too high, and I don't think you're being picky for wanting what you want. But the tarot has other ideas. You need to think about what your real end goal is, and how the person you want what they really realistically need in order for you to achieve that. You need to make sure that your emotional needs are met. That is the most important thing. You know, things like looks are really important, personality is really important, but at the end of the day, how do they make you feel? because they can look amazing. They can be the soul and life of a party when you're out, but they might not might not be meeting your emotional needs. They might not be that great at communicating or supporting you, and that is really what you need most at the end of the day. Because the second you realize what it is you really want and what your actual like ideal partner looks like, they will just flow in. Like, there will be multiple soulmates for you to choose from. Like, you can pretty much get anyone you want. So do your due diligence and be like, okay, but who do I want realistically? And that will really help you narrow down like what it is you're looking for. You've definitely got like plentiful options. So who is pile 2's next soulmate? I got 2 cards here. Okay, the world. Love that. So they are literally amazing, just saying. Knight of Scythes. Fantastic. So the world card is really amazing in my like personal opinion. So it's basically like everything. They are your world. They mean everything to you. They help you accomplish so much. You guys just complement each other really well, and there's so much celebration in this relationship. This person is worth celebrating, honestly, and so are you. Like, this whole union is just perfect, literally perfect. It's the kind of relationship everyone wants, but not everyone really gets. I feel like you won't notice them. You won't be paying attention, and then all of a sudden this great person is just in front of you and you're like, okay, hello, where did you come from? Because you're amazing. You're definitely going to feel satisfied in this relationship. They make you feel satisfied. I think they help you to grow even more. I mean, you definitely are ahead of the game in terms of like emotional, mental maturity, things like that, but they help you realize areas where you could also continue to grow. And I think they are kind of there with you. Like, they're ahead of the game too. They are a very mature, like, well-rounded person. You definitely deserve each other. I feel like that. There's no two ways about that. I feel like they feel the same way as you. Like, their expectations are quite high. But this is why I said, like, personally, your expectations aren't unrealistic. This person is here for you and you are there for them. I think you're both very, like, desirable people. And you guys are the kind of people where if someone were to have really high expectations and say what they really wanted, their friend would be like, no, that's way too high, no one like that exists, and then in you walk and you do exist. That is both of you to each other. Like, you are their high expectation and they are yours. Nothing is good enough for this person until they meet you. Like, finally they're like, that's the one. They are the go-getter that works hard and achieves everything they want. I like that person. I think this person is really quick thinking, very witty, very funny. They come with quick quips. Like, they have quick responses to things in every situation. In like funny, fun situations, but also in like arguments, they might have quick retorts. So they're very smart and witty. They definitely challenge you in that sense, and it's very fun for you. They have the power to literally rule the world. Like, you both do. Like, you both could. But you gotta be good, okay? You have to not do that. You can't just, take the world by storm, okay? You guys just focus on yourselves. Like, you could, like, be like a little empire if you wanted to. Or you could have like a little humble life together. Whatever's your choice. They're very direct, they speak their mind, they're very intelligent. So where could pile 2 find their soulmate? Okay, we have the death card for where, and then also when. When might they? Okay. And then we have, I'm just going to put it on top, the 9 of Scythes. So many scythes. Okay. So the death card is where, which is interesting because that would imply like at a new place or a new beginning, like definitely like a new location, somewhere you've not been before. I feel like you kind of need to move on from the past and let go of painful memories. Maybe if like you were in a relationship where it was quite toxic, or someone cheated, or someone wasn't great, you might be holding on to little bits of resentment from that, and you kind of need to let that go in order to make room for this new person. Because you don't want to hold them accountable for something somebody else did to you, you know? You need to make way for something better by letting go of like old toxic relationships. And you need to find your voice. You need to speak up, be clear about what boundaries you want and what meets your needs, what emotional needs you have, where you want them to meet you, that kind of thing. So when it says where will you meet them, I literally think it means not like where location. For you, that's not what's come up. What's come up is where do you want them to meet you, like on an emotional and mental like maturity scale, like where do you want them to meet you, with boundaries, with respect, with communication. It does mention voice, and deaf to me is a new place. So maybe you go to like a new concert you've not been to, like you go to see a new band you've not seen before at a concert, maybe in a new location, you might meet them there. And then we also have the Nine of Scythes for the question when. That one is tough. The 9 could obviously be the 9th month of the year. I think you're going to be in a group when you meet them. You're not going to be alone. You might be feeling like you'll definitely be hanging out with your friends for sure. And you might be feeling like, okay, this isn't going to happen. My expectations are way too high. I need to lower it down. But that's upsetting because you're letting go of this idea, this fantasy that you had for so long, and you're releasing it, and you might not want to, and then in they come, you know? That's when they meet you. It's when you're least expecting it. What is the nature of this relationship? We had the 5 of Chalices reversed. So you might be very vocal about what you do and don't like in the relationship. That could be the nature of it, like a lot of honesty. The nature of this relationship is healing old wounds for sure. Like it's painful to remember those toxic past relationships, but you're opening up about it, and you're learning new ways to cope, and you're learning that not every relationship is like that. Like this is the opposite, and you finally feel safe in this relationship to actually talk about those experiences. You might feel like really awkward at first, like especially if you've not spoken about it before. Being vulnerable can feel really awkward, so you might be like, oh yeah, I had this really bad thing happen to me, but you know, and you feel really like awkward admitting it. But because you guys support each other so well and you communicate really well, over time it just becomes the norm. Like you are like, yeah, that was our past, we've healed it, and now we're moving forward, you know? Just because things didn't work out in the past doesn't mean history's going to keep repeating itself, you know? You have to remember that, like, to give the person you're with now a new chance. Don't hold them accountable for what someone else did to you. You know, don't be afraid of your potential. Don't let those people from the past ruin your new opportunities, you know? What is some personality traits for Pile 2's next soulmate? Okay, hiding your true self and projection. So I definitely feel like you will be unmasking this old energy. Like they're really good at drawing that out from you. Like they're good at helping you to decode what terrible things like sort of happened before and how you guys can move forward, and they're good at comforting you. And I do think they downplay kind of their like their wittiness, their materialisticness, because I feel like people have criticized them for it before, like, oh, your wittiness is mean, or like, oh, you you having high expectations is materialistic. So they might think you might not be into it. Little do they know you guys are like the same person. So they might try and hide it at first, and then they realize that you don't care and you like who they are and you like their high expectations, and then they feel validated being who they are. We also have the hunter, sure-footedness and predestination. This person goes after what they want 100%. I'm definitely getting like strong Aries or Leo energy, like definitely like a fiery person. Like this person is like, that's what I want, that's what I'm getting, like for sure. But this card in particular always has like new energy to me, which does make me feel like Aries energy, but we are going to get into that. So this is definitely like a strong-headed person. What personality or star sign? Any more clarification on pile 2 soulmate? What is their star sign, or any dates that are relevant to this soulmate? Oh, Black Obsidian, love it. Okay, we have number 1. Again, that is such an Aries to me, like number 1, hello. But Black Obsidian always reminds me of Scorpio, and we do have a Scorpio and Sag. And Scorpio gives me fire energy. I know it's not, but it gives me fire energy. So I would definitely say Scorpio, Sag, Leo, or Aries. That's this person. They are a breath of fresh air. They really help to keep you grounded, and they help you grow as a person and be a lot more open, especially after the past you've had. And this says, I open my mind to new possibilities and connections. You definitely need to stay open-minded to new connections. Don't be closed off because of people in the past. Definitely just embrace new things with a clear mind, you know? And then we also have the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. So this is a work in progress. You know, you might get into a relationship with this person and be like, cool, I'm over the past, I'm over it now. That's why I'm with you. And then it turns out that this issue comes up a couple months in or a couple weeks in. Don't feel bad about that. You are where you're at. Like, this is going to be a work in progress, and it doesn't mean that you're behind in any kind of way. I think because you're so used to being such a mature, like, well-rounded person, you always grow. There's always room for growth. You always figure out new things and who you are. It's hard for you, it's difficult for you to acknowledge that this might be something that you struggle with. But honestly, don't worry about it. Like, you are where you are, and this person is willing to meet you there. So don't let it hold you back. This is a work in progress. Okay, well, thank you, pile 2. Oh, okay, maybe there's messages for you in pile 3. If you want to go check out any other readings, go for it. Timestamps are down below. But that was your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will hopefully see you next week for another reading. Hey, welcome to your reading, pile 3. If you picked the Labradorite stone, this is the reading for you. This is actually the most stunning one. I went downstairs before I did your reading, and a fly followed me all the way around the room and up the stairs and wouldn't leave me alone. So maybe this person, this soulmate, pursues you a lot and you find them very annoying. just wanted to say that. Also, this is the first card I pulled for you, and this is all about why they are attracted to you. So this is the energy you give off that attracts them. This is the Page of Stakes. It's interesting that we got, like, that I said that you know, maybe you find them really annoying, because that character is, like, someone that everyone finds annoying in the show. But anyways, but not annoying in a bad way. Okay, so you are really powerful and beautiful, and that's what draws them in straight away, is like definitely your looks and definitely the power you sort of hold and embody. You definitely don't need you definitely don't need a soulmate. You have one, but you don't need one. And I think the fact that you don't feel the need to, like, be with this person or have this person like in your space, because you know you are fully whole as you are. And I think that's initially why you find them really annoying, because you might not necessarily be that bothered whether or not you get a soulmate, and then this person is buzzing around and you're like, okay, leave me alone, like I don't need you. But then you later on realize you want them, whether you need them or not. You're like, okay, fine, I like you. But I think as well, you might be someone, if you do really want a soulmate, you might be like, oh, when are they coming in? Like, oh, I really want them. And then this person's like buzzing around and you're like, oh, go away. So anyways, back to what I was saying about my soulmate, and they keep coming back in and you're like, leave me alone. And then eventually you realize, oh, that was the soulmate. I think you're very like, they see an adventurous and curious side in you and they really like it. So they come up to you for that reason. And I think you're a little bit of a perfectionist. Maybe you're kind of like, if I don't get it right the first time, I'm not doing it. Maybe if you've not had a partner in like a long time, you might be the type of person who's like, okay, you know what, I swear to God, if I don't find my soulmate next year, I'm not dating. I'm just gonna be like celibate. I've had enough. And so maybe that's where a little bit of that like annoyed energy comes from. Okay, and then or if you're in a partnership, maybe you're currently finding your partner really annoying. Okay, so what are you working on in your relationships or to obtain this relationship right now? And you have got the 7 of Chalices, which... Sorry, I thought I could hear that fly again. I was like, I swear it isn't. So I feel like you're a dreamer. You might dream about the ideal relationship and having fun and going out and partying. Like, this is you right now dreaming. Dreaming about all the cups you could have fulfilled without actually filling up any cups in your life. So I feel like what you really need to work on is actually putting into action the whole relationship thing, because I feel like you fantasize about relationships or this soulmate and you don't actually make any moves to work towards it. You don't ask anyone out. You don't, you're not, even though you're very powerful and you could fully, and beautiful, and you could ask people out and then probably say yes, you just don't. You prefer the fantasy over the reality. You find the reality a little bit annoying, and the fantasy you find fills your emotional cup more so than real life. I feel like you don't trust that anyone in your reality, in your real life, could actually meet your expectations, which isn't true. They definitely can. You just have to put that into action. Your dreams, I feel like when you dream as well and fantasize about these things, you're disappointed that they're not happening. But your dreams can't make things into a reality for you. You have to kind of do that yourself, which is annoying. The hard work is hard, but it will pay off, you know? You kind of have to put yourself in situations where there is an opportunity for you to meet new people. If you're, at home all day daydreaming and fantasizing about your soulmate and you're not actually out and trying to meet anybody, then you're not going to meet them. And you could use like dating apps and things, but I personally feel like you never meet the right people on the dating apps. So it's probably best to just go and do socially fun things, hang out with your friends at like go to new concerts, go pottery painting. Oh, you could do UV painting in the dark. That stuff's fun. You could do all that kind of stuff, and someone try that honestly and tell me if you meet your soulmate. I just have a feeling. But yeah, that could definitely like put you in a situation where you want to meet like new fun people. And then I wanted to ask, who is your next soulmate? Who is Pile 3's soulmate? Okay, interesting. Both reversed. You have the 5 and the 6 of scythes. This is a lone person. Like here, Buffy's out the door with her bag, going towards her responsibilities, even though like her mum doesn't want her to. And here we have like the werewolf howling at the moon, transforming, being alone. So like I feel like this person is like a lone wolf, but by choice, if that makes sense. Like she's choosing to walk out the door and go and fulfill her duties and responsibilities. This is a very dutiful person. They think they have a responsibility to certain things. They're quite mature. They make the right decision in the end. They make the hard decision. They're definitely like a go-getter kind of person. And they're lonely, I think. I think that's why they're drawn to you, because you seem very like popular, beautiful, powerful, influential, and they're like, I like that. I like that this person is who maybe I'm not, if that makes sense. But I will look into those. So that is the 5 of Scythes. So you're ready to put the past in your rear view and hightail it to your future. So yeah, I feel like this person has maybe walked away from bad relationships, toxic situations. They know what's good for them and what isn't. So that's why when they see you, they know you're good for them immediately upon seeing you. They're ready to move forward to the future, and that is you for them. And they're working currently on releasing the resentment towards those toxic situations. Maybe they had a lot of like tough relationships, people who didn't treat them right or know their worth. And so they now have to do a lot of that like shadow work. They're a very private person. I feel like they're private, they are introverted, they're very mature, but they are afraid of getting hurt and putting themselves out there. I think that's why I'm getting so strongly that you kind of have to be the one to go and ask and find this person, because I feel like they will be way too insecure to ask you out. They can see that you are spicy as hell. And that's really intimidating for them, especially when they have spent so much time alone. They don't really know now how to approach you. They might, they've spent time alone after a toxic situation. So they really kind of need your help in order to have this happen. Because they're dealing with stuff, they're dealing with like a tough transition in their life, and they maybe don't have the foresight to even think about relationships right now. Whatever they're going through with their past and the sort of toxicity they've been through, you just need to remember that like it's nothing to do with you. It's not your fault, it's not your problem, it's nothing you can fix. They know that. That's why they take it all on their own. They don't talk about it, they don't communicate about it. They should do. They should involve you. But they don't want to put it on you. Like, they don't want you to feel to blame or responsible. So they're kind of carrying the burden by themselves. And I feel like you can definitely help this person for sure. You can support this person. Kind of like, you can take them out of like that dark cave, that dark place that they're in, by being supportive. But remember, it's not yours to fix at the end of the day. So offer the support you would to like a friend, but don't then start to feel like it's your responsibility, because it isn't. And they know this, so don't worry. But it's just making sure that you know where you stand as well. Okay, where might pile 3 meet this person? Where might pile 3 meet their soulmate? The 7 of Stakes. And when... okay. So, for where you have the 7 of Stakes and when you have the 4 of Pentacles, magic box. So this is like the local hangout for everyone in Buffy the Vampire Slayer If you didn't know, they're the cards I'm using. And if you don't know the show, the Magic Box is literally a magic shop that they hang out in. You could literally meet them at the magic shop, like at a magic shop, or when you are spiritually growing, if that makes sense. Like if you're investing more in your spirituality, that might be when you meet them. You could also meet them in like a social area, like a popular place, like I said, UV painting, or like pottery painting, or concerts, like somewhere like I'm feeling like a coffee shop, a restaurant, like somewhere that people go to talk and chat and eat and like catch up. Where is like, I feel like you're not supposed to know because you can see here that she's very confused, but I feel like for sure this person is someone you take notice of. Like they're confused, but they're like, hold up, because they recognize the familiarity in this person. You might be completely opposite people, completely different, but there's something about them that feels so homely and so familiar, and you're like, are you my soulmate? Like, so I feel like that might be how you guys sort of meet. And what is the relationship? What is the nature of this relationship? Oh, gorgeous. Okay. So you have the Knight of Chalices reversed. I'm pretty sure in the book it says something like, I may be love's bitch, but at least I'm man enough to admit it, or something like that. I will check that out. So I feel like they're a bit of a simp. They're a simp for you. But they own it. They're like, yeah, and what? Yeah. A Spike maybe loves bitch, but at least he's man enough to admit it. The nature of this relationship is like passion, devotion, like, you know, I burn, I pine, I perish. Like, I have to be with this person. This is such a romantic and expressive relationship. It could be like a little bit forbidden because like you're so popular and like cool and booming. Your friends might be like, really, that person? And you're like, yes, that person. And like it's might be like someone where it's just such an unrealistic pairing, and then but like it also makes so much sense, like, you know, Spike with all of his partners. And then I feel like you guys kind of inspire each other to, in different ways. They might inspire you to take like self-care, time to yourself, and you might inspire them to be a bit more outgoing, and do a lot of fun things. I feel like you definitely get caught up. This card again here with the dreams back here, you get caught up in like the idea of a relationship more than the reality of it. You don't enjoy the effort, the hard work it takes to actually put into a relationship. You enjoy rather the fun fantasy of it, because relationships can take hard work. Just the effort of like spending time with someone, I think it's a lot. I get it, but I feel like this person might just sweep you off your feet and be like, kind of take the hard work out of it for you. But I feel like I feel like there's a lot of jealousy in this relationship. It's not necessarily justified. I don't feel like anyone's going to be doing anything. There's just jealousy. I feel like they might be jealous because you spend a lot of time with a lot of people, and fine, they can feel their jealousy, but don't let them take it out on you for a second. They're entitled to their feelings. They're not entitled to take it out on you. So I also feel like you could get really jealous of them, because you realize how much you like them, and now you're concerned that they could get taken from you because you see them as this like great, amazing person. But just remember that they're great and perfect for you, and so not everyone thinks that way. So you don't have to be on high alert that everyone wants your person, because they might not, you know. There might be a lot of like moodiness in this relationship a little bit, you know, because of the jealousy here. You guys might argue a bit. But it's important to just stay grounded and come back to each other in a way where you're communicating well and positively. So yeah, interesting. Okay, can we get some? I'm gonna put this card like here. Can we get some personality traits for Power 3 Soulmate? The Astronomer, Discovery and Augury. This card has always given like introvert energy, like stargazing at night and definitely being like a dreamer and a creative, as opposed to like an outgoing like thinker. This is so interesting. Okay, the Pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. This person knows their direction. They up and left, they're gone. This might be you, but as I pulled it for them, I would completely disagree here, but I would definitely say the way I've always interpreted this card is because there's like a gold hand coming down. It's kind of like you see them out of all of the people who, you know, I feel like you're a popular person. Like, people like you. So there might be a lot of eyes on you. There might be a lot of people trying to get your attention, trying to be your friend, trying to be more than a friend. But you see theirs out of everyone. You're like, that's the one. And you grab that hand and you help them. Like, you're helping them from get out of this like tough situation. You're helping them to overcome, like, they don't realize good relationships can exist, and then they meet you and you teach them that, like, actually they do, and I'm here and I'm awesome. So I definitely feel like you kind of help them out of that kind of dark place. It's not your responsibility to, I just want to make that clear, but like, just by you being you, it almost helps them see like, hey, good people do exist. And then we have Purple Fluorite for more information about your soulmate. So I am inspired. I definitely feel like you inspire them and they inspire you. We have 7-7 if you want to go check out what that means. We also have a 7 down here, a 7 here, lots of 7s. They could be a Capricorn or a Pisces. I definitely... Capricorn is this, like, I'm going, I'm doing, I'm achieving person, but then Pisces is the, like, jealous, moody, emotional, like, side. They could be both. And then I feel like this is a really healing relationship. You guys help to cleanse each other of, like, your negative sides and your past and your toxicity in, like, past relationships. But you harmonize really well. You guys, hey, harmonize. There was harmony here. You guys harmonize really well. You balance each other out. You kind of cancel each other out. This is a spiritual connection. That's what I'm getting here. This could be like, yeah, it's hard work to be in a relationship, but okay. So I think I got this in the last pile. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. So I feel like this is something you work on. This is like a growing, maturing, budding relationship from day one to, you know, the last day you guys spend together. It's a work in progress, and that doesn't make it a bad relationship. It doesn't mean you're wrong. All the best relationships work on themselves. If you just stayed in the same place, you would never grow and never change. So the grass is greener where you water it. See, like, you can have, by investing in like that hard work, by putting in the effort, by taking, like, being careful and considerate and nurturing this relationship, the grass is greener. Like, you improve the relationship, things get better. So you guys might come into it with very jealous, like, toxic feelings, and you're like, this one's mine. But you work through it and you're like, okay, no, like, we can grow together. We don't need to behave like this. And I think that's your relationship here. So that was your reading, Pearl Free. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below if you have anything you would like to say about the reading. If you did enjoy this reading, I hope to see you again next week for another reading. If not, do feel free to watch either pile 1 or pile 2 if you also felt drawn to those. As I said, this card came up in pile 2, so you might want to check that out. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.